Hey there everybody, it is Friday, April 8th, and it is time for my sketchbook review. This week I had actually scheduled out time to draw and then it kind of got interrupted. So it's a little hit and miss this week, but you guys have been getting the color videos, and I still actually have another one I'm going to be doing this weekend later on. But okay, so long story short, I am now an RN, like officially hired. Well, not officially, I guess. I haven't signed anything. But what happened was on Wednesday, which was my day off, and I had worked really long hours on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday I had gone out to do some stuff, but Monday night or Sunday, my current job is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the attitude that I've had to deal with. Basically, they were pushing me out the door the second I was walking in. Like, I was ushered in by one person and then 4 other people were pushing me back out. And it wasn't that I was doing a bad job. I was actually doing a really good job. I was actually, you know, doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing and protecting people, whatever. But what ended up happening was I was a little frustrated, and I just drop of a hat asked a buddy of mine how his job was going, because I wanted to hear something positive. And he was telling me about, you know, how his job was going good and everything, and asking me about mine, and I was kind of explaining to him about what was going on, but I didn't like complain or anything. I just was like, yeah, you know, it's not nursing, but it's a start, and I'm happy there, and they're pretty good, you know, they're teaching me everything. But he went in the next day and told his boss what I was doing, and his boss told him to get a hold of me and get me up there on Wednesday for an interview. And I had just run all my errands Wednesday morning because it was my only day off, and I was sitting there, I was checking my messages before I was going to go and sit down to draw, and he left me a message saying that I had to be up there by 3. And he told me about the circumstances behind how his boss had told me to come in there. And I was like, well, I kind of, you know, he put his neck on the line. The least I can do is go in for an interview. I didn't expect anything to come of it because I don't feel like I interview very well. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, it's hard to say. But I went in and the guy asked me one question. I answered, I guess, the right way. And he said, all right, I'm extending you an offer. So I pretty much accepted it. I was like, all right, cool. But I insisted on putting in my 2 weeks, and I had to do that on Thursday, and they were not happy at all, even though, you know, everyone's like, oh, I told you so. But then they're like, why are you doing this? You're leaving us so short-handed. I was like, I'm putting in 2 weeks notice. It's not my fault that they decided when I put in my 2 weeks to cut all of my hours, which they did. My last day is technically next Wednesday, so whatever. But I told them if they need the help, I'll come in. I mean, I can't, there's no point in training me anymore. I get that. So don't give me those hours, but I can help cover a little bit, you know. I can ring up customers and things like that. But they want to do what they want to do, and I'm not going to argue with them. It'll give me a chance to do a little bit more scrub shopping and to get the bills paid and to get myself ready and maybe review some things, because it's going to be a little bit of ICU training. It's going to be IV therapy training and all that. I mean, they're going to train me on everything, and that's cool, but I want to brush up, so I'm not going there completely blind. But anyway, so that's what's been going on with me. Like, I am an RN. Like, my heart is like beating so hard every time I say it, like I'm actually going to go do nursing now, like as a nurse, paid as a nurse, that it's really exciting. I don't know what shift I'm going to be on yet, though. It could be first, second, or third. I think that they're going to probably shift me around initially. I'm just hoping that they're not jerks and put me on a third and then put me on a first, because I would basically just be staying at work. But yes. So there's that, and I'm really excited. I haven't gotten the call yet to go do my drug testing and everything, but they're looking into what's already been done, and then they're gonna try to supplement, because there's no point in me getting it done twice. It actually looks suspicious to the state when you're getting a bunch of drug tests at one time. But you know, I explained to them, I was like, I just got a job that made me do all that. So they're gonna try and use what's already been done, because it's not even 30 days old yet. So that'll be cute. And I just got fingerprinted and stuff like that for nursing school for some reason, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, for my boards. Anyway, so alright, that's been my life. That's like a huge change. I'm so excited. I'm trying really hard to keep myself under control, because like I want to be all excited and spend tons of money and be happy. But I'm still going to keep myself under control, and I'm going to get back to doing this stuff again. So yes, so let's go ahead and do it. All right, so first up, this is kind of a rollover from last weekend, or last week when I did the Donnie Piper sketch here. I just adore them as a couple, and so does Donnie's creator Kay. She really, really likes them as a couple. And I do too. I just feel like it's almost like too sweet of a pairing. Piper needs somebody who gets moody every now and then and might get a little bit angry with her. Like, she almost needs that, because if her world is just sunshine and flowers all the time, I can see her getting kind of bored with that. Because she's pretty steeped in reality. She understands life, death, that bad things happen. And when you're surrounded by nothing but happiness, you kind of get this jaded view of the world, and then you get disappointed when things don't go your way. But point being is that they look really good together. But in this picture in particular, his size difference is way off. He should actually be quite a bit bigger than her. She's tiny for a mouse. She's not like a huge one. She's not even what I would consider average size. I have always drawn her small in stature and in height. And then Donnie is a bull, so he's just big. He's just big, 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 big. With a curly little tail. I didn't draw his tail though. Oh, for shame. But yeah, I do like them. I imagine that anytime he hugs her, he just picks her up. It's cute. And then this was an idea of him saving her after she's drowned or nearly drowned, and she's all scared and stuff like that, and I drew her hair all messy because she just got out of the water. It's really cute. And I was drawing a little cuddle picture, and then I just didn't finish it because I'm lazy. Someone else gave me this idea, I think, of Emilia and Piper as children orphans together, and I just kind of doodled it out. It's not the greatest. I just kind of scribbled it down as the idea, and I was like, okay, let's move on to the next thing, which was Radican, funny enough. I was trying to draw Radican's expression. I'm not very good at drawing Radican. I struggle with Radican, so I kind of abandoned that. And then I drew a quick picture of Terri forcibly kissing Basil, because I wanted to get back into drawing Great Mouse Detective stuff. I just kind of didn't dedicate the time to it. Again, the time I was going to dedicate to doing stuff like that got interrupted by a job interview. So a quick picture of Piper and Donovan. I just didn't get around to drawing clothes on them, so it's not like porny or anything like that. I just didn't get around to putting clothes on them. I always draw my figures naked before I put clothes on them, so you can understand how the clothes fit. This is a doodle I did. I had this idea of Terri walking past Garbon, and then like her idea of flirting with him is just dragging her tail across like the side of his face, or whatever. Kitty cat's playing with a plastic bag. And I just wanted to doodle it out. With Terri in particular, if she's flirting with somebody, that means she's got an eye for them. But she's receptive to all flirting and does return in kind. So it's hard to tell who she likes and who she doesn't like, because it would appear that she likes everybody. But if somebody goes and flirts with her, she does flirt back. It doesn't mean she's interested though. She just does it because she's good at it. But if she goes out of her way to flirt with somebody like Garbon or somebody else, then it means that she kind of does actually like them and wants to flirt with them, basically. But yeah, and then there's I don't know if it's Rowan or Rowan, because it's pronounced differently depending on the language. She's over there, and they're like adoptive, like they adopted each other or something like that, and she's just like annoyed that like they're flirting in front of her, because who wants to see that? Who wants to see their little brother flirt with somebody? Ugh, that's so gross. And then I decided to develop a bat character for Harp and Stars, because I just really, I want to roleplay more, and we don't have enough men or males in the world. Like one person has like 6 males, and that's it. And if they're not active, then there's no males in the world. So I was like, alright, I'll go ahead and make a bat character. So I did. And then Kay returned in kind and made a brother for him. So now we got a devilish duo going on, and I'm so excited. But this is Adam Cummins. So yes, and he got a little bit of a revamp like right away. I unfortunately already did the final art for him, but and it was based on this picture here with the part in the middle, and then I decided to give him a side sweep later on, and I was like, well, that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I went ahead and I doodled him out. He's a little brown bat because it's cute. He's a little brown bat. But I guess they're not actually micro bats. They're just smaller versions of the big brown bats or the regular brown bats. I don't know what size they are. But they're like this sort of blanket sort of bat that there's like twinsies of them over in Europe. They're called something completely different. But yeah, he's just a little brown bat and I love him. And he's like I gave him like this really, really sort of tannish color, blondish, brownish hair. And then everything else is like a dark black color. And then I gave him on the back of his neck, you can see it a little bit here, he has a tannish back. So like, I want to sketch it out. I'm going to do that real quick. So like if you're looking at his back, let me get it on here. So this is his back. And this is his shoulder blades, and this is his whatever. Bodies, anatomies, there you go. Anyway, so if this is his back, his color would come down and around like this. So he'd be dark here for his wings. His wings are light brown underneath. And then he would have like just a little trail that goes all the way down to his little tail. He's got a little bat tail. But he would have that all the way down. And then it just pretty much ends at his butt. And then he's got darker colored legs. But yeah, that's basically how I would have that color scheme plotted out on him. And it doesn't show it here because I got, again, lazy. But he has a color patch here as well. And it ends right above the groin. So yeah, pleasure trail, if you will. Whatever, but he's got the tan patches there. And then everything else is just like sort of this darkish, blackish, purplish color. Because brown bats tend to be that color. And then I drew a quick little picture here of, this is Samuel Cummins, which is his brother. And it's funny because his Adam's the older brother, but Samuel is the larger brother. So they have that dynamic going on, which is always amazing. But they're actually really, 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 really good friends. They're like BFFs because they only had each other growing up. But there's like a whole story behind them. You guys should go read it. You guys should go read it. This is where we started having a little bit too much fun. So it started off with 1940s Piper, and I was talking with Al about 1940s Piper. We were talking about the 1940s and how she had characters like for that era, and I was just messing around, and I was like, well, you know, maybe, I don't know, 1940s Piper. I was like, but that doesn't seem, I don't want to just take her and drop her off there. And then I was like, you know, maybe, I don't know. I was a lot of I don't know, and I think she finally said, well, what if it's just her great-granddaughter? And finally, after all those generations, you know, they produce a child that actually looks like Piper. And that actually makes sense because I think it was discussed that like Finnegan genes are like swole. They're like overkill. So like it would take a couple generations for them to be tamed enough for Piper's genes to come out. But I like the idea of her having a great-granddaughter who looks almost exactly like her. Not in temperament, and she's got different colorations to her body, whereas Piper is like all one sort of tan color or light white-ish color. Her great-granddaughter isn't. She's actually got darker patches on her. You just don't see them. But, well, if she's naked, you see them. They're only in like one area. No, two areas. There's a white patch and then there's a darker brown patch. Anyway, but it's the same thing. You guys have seen 1940s Piper. It looks just like her. The only difference is I'm instilling, aside from a different personality and a different name, which is Pepper Finnegan, is that I changed up her hair to where it's sort of got this asymmetrical cut. It's longer on one side here than it is on this side. And the idea behind that is 1940s did a lot of the pin curls and things like that. And you always put it on you always did the pin curls on the side that had longer hair. And then you kept the other side shorter so you could just do a swoop in the back. And I pretty much kept her hair that way. And it's for this, like, oh man, it's stupid glare. So it's kind of like for this reason right here, is she could do her little pin curls and everything, and it still looks really nice, and she could pull more hair forward over her ear. But yeah, so this is Pepper Finnegan, because my ship cannot be stopped, and Piper and Lorraine, as far as I'm concerned, have a million babies. But yeah, and then I was up here trying to figure out names. This was a joke to name her Lacer because of like Lorraine's first initial name, and then it got changed. And then I was trying to think of P names to go along with Piper, but Al mentioned Pepper, and I was like, well, that kind of fits her personality, except she is actually really, really nice. She just sort of has a very Irish temper. And then I was thinking earlier today, actually it should be here, I started it, of her having a fraternal twin, and her fraternal twin being very boisterous, very loud, very aggressive, and pulling her into dancing and jigging and all sorts of things with him, and she's like the responsible one. She's kind of low-key, you know, very career driven and things like that. And she's also she's one of the oldest. She has a twin brother, so whatever. But so they have like a few younger siblings, like much younger, like maybe 5 or 6 years difference. So she kind of like was raised in a household where she took care of kids, and she just had to be one of the responsible ones because her brother wasn't going to do it. So yeah, and I'm still working on her brother's personality and stuff. I want to pull elements of other characters from Harp and Stars into it, but I'm going to hold off on that because I don't want to like step on toes or anything like that. And I had this idea for Pepper that she's a terrible waker-upper in the morning. It's not that she is not a morning person. She actually does very well in the morning. She's very chipper, very bright, and ready to go get the day. It's just getting out of bed that's the issue. So like, she'll spend 20 minutes just trying to get out of bed. But once she's actually out of bed, she's ready to take on the world. So I just kind of drew this picture of her like lounging around, like, I gotta get up, I gotta go work. And I just kind of wanted to draw someone lounging around in a 90s, so whatever. But yeah, little Pepper. I want to call her Piper, it's Pepper. And then I drew this little mussy picture of her. And then this is her and another character that I won't mention because I don't know if I have permission, and I'm just not going to go there. Not going to go there, not going to tread on the toes. And then, yeah, there was this picture. And then that's pretty much been it. I mean, I rehashed some old stuff. I rehashed some new stuff. There's a little bit, like Adam and Samuel, I'm so excited to start playing with them. I actually want to fit them somehow into the 1940s world. I think that they're going to be like business associates that endlessly hit on Pepper, and she's just like annoyed with them or something. Because that's what they do. They're playboys. It's great. But yeah, and then I just did some funsy doodles. But yeah, that's been it for this week. There's been a lot going on though, so what can you do? But I intend to sit down tonight and draw after I finish my sketchbook review. But yes, so that's it for this week. I'm still working on my color tutorial video. I'm actually fixing to do the hair. If I have time tonight, I'll do it tonight, but it most likely will have to wait until tomorrow night because I have to work very early in the morning. And I mean, I've been getting a lot of sleep lately, but a little extra sleep never hurt anybody. So I will either get that going tonight or tomorrow, but either way, probably won't be up until Saturday at the earliest. But yeah, so the official winners, the 2 names that I showed in my last giveaway video, those both have contacted me, so the winners have been chosen. So don't keep looking at your inboxes waiting to hear from me. I just need to get to mailing things out because I actually accidentally threw out the box I was going to use for one of them. Darn it. So I have to get another box real quick, and I want to send them both out at the same time so I can just do it in one go. So they're going to be going out, I'm hoping Tuesday of next week at the latest. I'm hoping to get sooner, but I have to work really, really late on Monday, so I don't know. But we'll see. But they will get out, I promise, guys. You will get your stuff, I promise. I would never leave you hanging like that. Well, you might be hanging for a little while longer, but since you're both in the US, they'll get delivered pretty quick, hopefully. But alright, that's it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you do or did, go ahead and comment below. Feel free to like and subscribe if you aren't already. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next sketchbook review.